So I've been in this whole gig economy, kind of building a side hustle with these phone apps since 2015. And since then have driven on quite a few apps and compiled quite a few stories. And last year signed up as a Shipt shopper for the on-demand grocery service and compiled even more stories in my gig economy career. So in this video, we're going to go over some of the horror stories of being a Shipt shopper. Now, 99.9% of the time on these apps, things go completely smoothly. They go without a hitch. So now let's highlight that other 0.1%. As I mentioned, the Shipt platform, you're simply going to shop for groceries and daily essentials and deliver to the customer. And there's certain delivery instructions, pretty easy enough. It's like a lot of these other delivery apps, delivering to apartments, condos, and homes. Well, one time I had my bags of groceries delivering to a customer, and I remember the delivery instructions that the customer left. It said, deliver outside the front of the home and leave it on my picnic table. I remember this was not only on one of those, side neighborhood streets, but it further went into a separate kind of alleyway as well. So this is a night delivery. I'm going down this second kind of alley, and in that tiny alley, there's a few homes back there, and this home was at the very back to the right next to a carport. So I get out of my Volkswagen Passat out into the darkness to the poorly lit home that's in front of me off to the right. So I'm getting out, bags in hand. There's only, let's say, two houses or townhouses back there. And I approach a small 4-foot fence, one of those kind of wired fences. It creaks open. I see the picnic table. It's right there. It's completely deserted basically back there. And I make the delivery. Success, paid, kind of creepy, but I'm done. I kind of scurry back into the car, back out that driveway, and get out of there. So later that night, I get a text and eventual phone call, not from the customer, but from Shipt. They're saying, hey, we just want to verify for this order number, whatever it was, and for this customer, let's say Sally, whatever it was, that you did in fact complete this delivery. I said, yeah, of course. I remember that one. She told me to leave it on the picnic table out front. It was in a fence, I believe, and there it was, confirmed the right address, put it on the table as instructed, done. And Shipt, the representative, tells me, well, the customer told us that you never delivered that order. And immediately, I pretty much knew what was going on. I said, no, I definitely confirmed the right address, and the delivery instructions said leave on the picnic table. There may have been a note, do not ring doorbell, do not knock on the door. Sometimes that's listed as well. I say, no, I delivered to the exact right address. I confirmed that, and I followed the instructions. So kind of ominous. This mysterious customer in this kind of shady back alley is just basically trying to scam the system and say they didn't receive their order when in fact they did. Speaking of scams, number 2, you may have seen a video about when I first started delivering for Shipt being a victim of a scam. I should have known better. That was on me. But what happened, and again, this was when I was really brand new to Shipt, is I got a one-item order, which was very suspicious. One single grocery item. It was pierogies. I even remember it. And the address, once I delivered it, there was no one there, which can happen. But if you're expecting groceries, especially something frozen, you would think you would be home, right? But regardless. So I ring the doorbell, wait, knock on the door, wait. And obviously I'm just about to give up and contact support or leave the package, whatever they recommend, when a car pulls up behind me. This was in the Pacific Beach area here in San Diego. Now this one was during the day, but nonetheless still ominous. This car is pulling up and they're signaling to turn into their own driveway. So I say, oh, hey, I got your delivery. And the person says, I didn't order anything. I said, oh, you live here? This is your correct address? Yeah. Oh, this is the address that I have on my app. I'm from Shipt. I'm a Shipt shopper. This is a grocery order. Are you not Dan, or whatever the name was? No, that's not me. Oh. So quite awkward, and I'm sure there was some untrust there from the residents. Who is this guy? Are they trying to scam us? Who is this person? So I try to communicate with them and say, hey, I'm a legit shopper, trying to establish some credibility there, showing them the phone. So here's what happened. As I was pulling up to the home, I got a text. Basically within one block, as I was pulling up to the house, I got a text message. It said, hey, this is so-and-so from Shipt. It looks like you're about to deliver to such and such address for this customer, maybe even stated the item, I don't know. And then it said, we need to verify some information. And I'm not sure the reasoning here. And they texted me what looked like a form. It wasn't a PDF. It wasn't an image document or even a link. It was a text message designed to look like a form. Name, profile name, I guess, password, whatever. So a lot of you are probably screaming inside, that's a massive red flag. And obviously it was, but I mean, I've driven for a lot of these apps, and Shipt was a newer company at the time. I had no idea. I mean, I thought that maybe the company didn't have all their processes and procedures in place. I was thinking who knows what in my head. So I texted them back stupidly, giving them my password and my profile username. And then that whole mess happened with the delivery because that wasn't a real delivery. These scammers just mocked up a fake delivery to really anywhere. And then of course, after that, as you can imagine, those hackers now have my information, and they constantly rerouted my pay information to deposit from my account into theirs. And then I was very aware this was happening. I went back in my profile and I changed it back from theirs to mine. And this went back and forth for a full day. And obviously right after that, I called support. I said, hey, someone got into my account. It was actually the email address specifically that was causing problems. Changing the password for whatever reason, I can't remember, it wasn't working. So I had to ask the actual Shipt support to change my email on the file. So that basically completely disassociated the first email, and that got resolved. Number 3, the angry customer. You're obviously gonna have angry customers no matter what app you drive. I have for instance, 4.90 on my last 100 deliveries on a DoorDash, but it doesn't matter how well you do, you're always gonna have those angry customers. So this one time on Shipt, I accepted a prospective shop. You'll see the available shops in the app. Now, here is maybe a problem with the app. I accepted it a little bit later than the proposed delivery window. For instance, it'll tell you when the customer expects the delivery. Let's say an order is expected to be delivered from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. Well, what I think happened is I must have already accepted this shop around, let's say, I don't know, 7:15 p.m. So then what happens? You have to drive to the grocery store, complete the picking of the items and check out, and then deliver to that customer. That takes time, which in turn is going to affect that delivery window. And I don't know if there's anything that updates the ETAs for the customer that says, hey, no shopper has accepted your shop yet, and let's say it's already 7:15, and then whenever someone does accept it, Shipt can say, hey, your shop has been accepted, and we've updated the estimated time of arrival accordingly. But I don't know if that happened. Anyway, I accepted the order later in the day, based on that delivery window. So I do everything I need to do, and then I deliver to the customer. And I open the door, I have all these bags in hand. Sometimes I even have to make several trips. This one, I think I did have to make several trips back to the car. They go, you're 30 minutes late. I expected you at, again, let's say 8 p.m. If I had known you were 30 minutes late, I would have, whatever, not used the app or used a different app, what have you. And me, I'm always pretty much beaming with customer service, trying to make a solid delivery. And that one caught me off guard. Normally, I can kind of roll with any punches because I sometimes know what negative reactions there can be. But this was the first time on Shipt. So from a customer service aspect, you just do what you can do. You just apologize. I say, I apologize. It took me some time to pull your items. And of course, I had to drive here. I apologize. I apologize while I'm awkwardly trying to carefully unload these bags at the customer's feet, basically. And lastly, the language mix-up. Well, the language mix-up was only one part of this example. But some of these stores, and it's going to depend on your market, of course, but here in San Diego, we have a decent amount of international markets. For instance, one grocery store called Northgate specializes in a lot of Hispanic products. So that was listed on a potential Shipt shop. I grab it. The pay was fantastic. Easy enough. The tough part is going into a grocery store that you have no idea how things are laid out and half of the products you've never heard of. Now, obviously, I'm using my best intuition. I'm looking at signs. I am reading labels. I'm trying to find these things, but it takes a lot of time. But here's where some more problems happened. I remember I was looking for some sweetbreads, for example, and there was probably 20 different kinds of sweetbreads, and the label was just asking for sweetbreads. So of course, you're going to message the customer with questions, no response. So I'm standing there, okay, do they want this one or that one? Now, eventually, you're going to have to make the executive decision and just pick one. But I did ask an associate for help because it wasn't just that item, it was a few others. But since this is a primarily Hispanic market, that associate only spoke Spanish. Now, yes, I could of course track down another associate, which I eventually did, but it took a lot of time and a kind of a embarrassing back and forth trying to communicate what I actually needed. And to top it off, once I got everything, which took definitely 20 plus more minutes than it should have, at the register, it turns out I picked the wrong type of peppers, even though I believe I looked at the right label, went to the right bin, and nope, those were the wrong type as well. So just a few ups and downs of this whole gig economy and real world examples of what to expect, what you might see out there on the road. Are you a Shipt shopper? Do you have your own horror stories or really any of these platforms in the gig economy? Let us know. Feel free to share some down below in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and make sure to check the first link in my description below. That's for my Amazon store for the very best accessories in the delivery space. And click or tap the screen now for my most recent video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.